This is problem 2. The problem says this figure shows a block of mass m resting on 20 degrees slope. The block has a coefficient of friction ms equal to 0.64 and mk equal to 0.54 with the surface. It is connected via a massless string or a massless frictionless pulley to a hanging block of mass of 2 kilograms, and they're asking us to find what is the minimum mass m that will stick and not slip. So they want us to find the mass of this block right here. So the first thing I did was to find the sum of all the forces acting in the y direction. So that will be acting on the y direction, but in this block, because this one is the block that has all the forces acting on the y direction. So that will be tension minus the force of gravity, the force of weight, equals to mass times acceleration. So like the block is in rest, so there's no acceleration, so the right side is gonna become 0, and tension is gonna be equal to mass times gravity, so that's 20 newtons. So next I'm gonna find all the sum of all the forces acting on this block right here. So that will be the sum of the forces acting on the x direction. So that is tension minus mg sine of the angle minus ms times natural force equals to 0, because again it's a rest, so there's no acceleration. So the right side is gonna be equal to 0. So we need to find m. So to find m, I'm gonna use the same equations as before, but for the box 1, so this box right here. So it's gonna be n minus mg cosine of 20 is equal to 0, because there is no acceleration again. So n is gonna be mg cosine of 20. So this right here, we're gonna put it in this equation here. So ms is gonna multiply times mg cosine of the angle of 20 degrees angle equals to 0. So the tension, we find the tension in the first thing we did. So it's 20 minus the mass, because we don't know the mass of the block. That's the thing we are trying to find. So it's 20 minus the mass times mg is gonna be 20 newtons. So g is 10 sine of 20 degree angles minus 0.64, they give us right here, times we don't know the mass again, so it's only 10 times cosine of the angle. So we factor out the m, they give it, so this is the equation, and we do the calculations for the parentheses. So the equation ends here, so it's 20 minus m times 9.4344 equals to 0. So we pass this to the right side, so we don't have the negative sign, and then we divide by this number right here. So m is gonna be equal to 2.1 kilograms. So the mass of this block is gonna be 2.1 kilograms. That's the answer for this problem.